we were out on the water and we flat tore them up. But unfortunately, and Matt don't even know this yet because I messaged him. I went with Matt, Hannah, and oh my God, I forgot Hannah's daughter's name, Gracie, who slept during the whole trip. You can lead a kid to water, but you can't make them fish. They gotta want to fish. But anyway, we're going to talk about what you're probably looking for me. Is like, what is this, Charlie? I've never seen that color before in my life. It's top secret. So I'm going to talk about what we were doing. I ran back up to Rogers Sporting Goods. I tried to go to Bass Pro Shop and then Rogers, but come to find out, this little secret jig that is no longer secret. Sorry, Matt. Matt didn't get it at either one of them places. I'm pretty sure. Don't quote me 100%. If you guys know 100% what this jig is, I'm pretty sure that's a dirty jigs. It's something that has a live rubber and a regular rubber skirt material. But it's basically a peanut butter and jelly flipping, pitching, whatever jig, flipping jig. So Matt cut it off so I could look and go find one. But I'm just going to tell you, the footage, the video footage is all there, but no sound. I got the new GoPro, but I did not change out to the new, to a different, the ceremonic deal had been giving me a problem, and I thought I fixed it. Well, I forgot to double check once we were on the water, and no sound. So that thing's bye-bye, and now I have the backup one that I've had before, so I'll be using this tomorrow, double checking it periodically until I can either order a new ceremonic one. If you guys remember right, I had that thing on it forever. That thing had fallen apart, and anyway, I will be putting the footage out. Matt caught 3 giant bass on that one jig, and I believe that is exactly how I had it rigged up on the very last one. But all 3 of them were on that trailer, that jig. I believe it was on a Carbon Light 2.0. Yeah, it was, matter of fact. Probably 7'6", heavy action. But anyway, if you guys know, and I'm still going to find the exact one, but so I go up to Rogers, and I got close. This is in the Kansas City area, that's the closest thing I could find. And these are the crocogators. Matt said he wanted 2 packs of the half ounce. He wanted 4 jigs total, so I got him the half. I actually got me the 3/8 because I'm pretty sure that's what that jig is. And I may weigh it here shortly, just so we'll know, and I'll know. I may end up giving Matt a pack of the 3/8, and I'll just take the half ounce. But I'm pretty sure that, or I may just make him give me one of the half ounce, and I'll give him one of the 3/8 because I only really wanted one of each. I was just going to get him to try. You know how it is. Sometimes the other colors don't translate, but I tried to track down a couple different baits to match this. I even got my peanut butter and jelly finesse jig, and I didn't have any of these because Matt only had one left. So what I did track down is the color, and if you guys, we'll talk about the sleeper craw in a minute. If you guys don't know yet, I've talked about these before. I love these Baby Rage Menace, and actually it wasn't even Matt fishing them that made me try them first. It was Hannah. Hannah was fishing with the black and blue jig with one of these on the back and was flat tearing them up in a different color, sapphire blue or whatever. But I did not know that they make so many colors that look like that, close to it. Now this is the color Matt had on today and worked. Green pumpkin, purple, and gold. I know when I first looked at this, I thought it was either the hard candy. They make a hard candy that's close, and they make a candy craw that's also close. And those two are very close to each other, but they are all just a little different. And if you can see, there's other bait options out there that are close to this. You guys have seen them. But so you have, and I don't even know if I'm calling it green pumpkin over watermelon also is what I call it, and that's what they called it in the packaging. But it ends up, it's lighter. Like out in the sun, it's kind of lighter. But anyway, you got a green pumpkin with, it almost looks like 2 different, or a pink and a purple, and then a gold metal flake in it. But that color right there, on the back of that peanut butter and jelly, and I don't know if Matt just happened to have the right, he just picked that color, and because we're going fishing again tomorrow, so we wanted to get the exact baits, and then he's actually going to go in some kind of big bass tournament next week. So it's one of those things, this may never catch another bass, over a pound, because that's the last jig he's got, and he was down to his last couple, he's had 2 of these. So I got him a couple packs of these while I was up at Rogers, and a couple of the things, and I got me a pack and just a set. And then I'll be using these on my, if you guys remember, I've got from purple chatterbaits, peanut butter and jelly, different this and that, the finesse jigs and stuff like that. So that combination, I don't know if I would have actually put that together. Matt, I guess it does. Once you get it together, it actually, like, you know, kind of goes in. It's like that there's kind of hidden. So it kind of looks like a crawdaddy kind of thing with lighter pinchers, I guess, than the rest of it. So it's, but man, that thing, I would call the 4 fish that were, I think he only caught 6 or 7, maybe 8 fish on this jig, but the 4 that were keepers would have put it, I'm guessing 2 were 6 or over, and 1 was for sure, probably, it was 5, but maybe even over 5, and then another like 2-pounder, then the other ones were iffy, questionable on being keepers or not. But he would have had easily, let's just call it 12, probably 19, closer to 20 pounds just in the 4 that he caught on that one jig. I was trying other jigs. I think I managed, I don't think I caught a fish on a jig other than I did catch one on a soft plastic, a sweet beaver on a wobblehead. That green pumpkin with the gold flake. And so it may be just something to do with the green pumpkin gold flake, but it definitely wasn't on fire like this one. So moving along, be looking forward to those big bass catches. I got on a tear, I'll just tell you right now. One of the reasons, as Matt was tearing him up with this, he wasn't, because this was a slower bite. He wasn't like just bam, bam, catching fish. It was going long every so often, bam. When he caught one, I think he only caught, like I mentioned, a few that were Dingsville, but like it was a nice bass. I went on a flat tear with jerk baits in general, but the Vision, you guys have seen me talk about it, the Edo Vision 110 Junior Plus 1. I got on a little tear with jerk baits, but that one especially, but the re-range, some of our knockoffs, the Rogers knockoff, the ones I just picked up, caught a few. I probably caught over 30 bass, I would say. Something like that. Like, I caught a ton in Dingsville. They were dings. So anyway, I got to figure out which I'm going with this on the jigs, but I thought I had seen a color that come close to this in the sleeper crawl. And I threw the sleeper crawl a little bit today in the color I had, but it wasn't really doing anything. So look at this dude. So we're going to open this one up. Let me get him out. Let me show you the color they call this. The sleeper crawl watermelon secret. That's why I call it secret. So let's pull this out. And I'm going to keep the blister pack, get the staples out of it, just to keep that thing separated from all the other stuff, because if it's anything like Z-Man, Elastec type stuff, you don't want to just throw it in with other plastic stuff, and to help keep it shaped. But let me get it out and we'll compare that color. Now I also picked up Matt one of these too. So it's more of a watermelon-y color, but those are almost identical. That's, I believe, the ones Rogers have anyway, that is the closest you can get in the sleeper crawl to that color. So I'll be trying this one also tomorrow. I don't know if Matt will even bother to throw it. He'll probably tie this dude right back on just like that and go to fishing. And until he loses that, he probably won't even try those out. I know how he is. He doesn't use snaps like I do. He'll tie that on and he'll just be fishing it. I don't blame him for catching that many in a row. But so anyway, if you guys are looking for I guess a good color in the sleeper crawl around this time of year, I guess, or we're in the Midwest. So yeah, that is a very good one. It's one of those I should buy that one, I don't know. And so after today, I definitely had to buy it. No doubt, like, it's getting bought right now. So, oh boy, I got trash everywhere. I don't have my maid. So this pack is mine. 3/8. I don't know. I'm just going to throw all these in the thing. Me and Matt will figure it out tomorrow when we get out on the water. So all of that's going in there. I'll just keep my sleeper crawl out separate in my blister pack, whatever I did with it. So let me put this up. Now, on to the star of the show. Wait, there's 2 stars in this show. Do you guys want to see them? Do you want to know who and what they are, how they are, where they came from, why they came about? Buckle up. Let me put my sleeper crawl away. Just got to go back to sleep. Sleeper crawl in a secret. That thing does not want to just go home. So we'll set him there for now. Let me get rid of this trash. We've got a true unboxing. I have not opened this yet. A heads up, unboxings I did yesterday, we had a disappointment, and then we haven't found redemption, but I lost out on some money. But the Wizard, I did fish this one today. If you guys that bought the Wizards, that's the medium heavy one, 6'10", extra fast, medium heavy. So far it's legit. It feels good out fishing it. I unfortunately was fishing it with fluorocarbon, so it's sensitive, but like, I'll be honest. I think the best NRX Plus with fluorocarbon, I can take the cheapest rod and put braid on it, and I have a more sensitive bottom contact rod. I just think that's how I think. So while I'm at it, we will not be going back with fluorocarbon. It's on the Zillion. Fluorocarbon was a try, and no thank you, ma'am. I will stick with my braid to leader until I die. Now though, let's go and say that the Wizards are still up in the air, and let me just tell you what happened to me. I tried to file a claim, and I guess for the fact that I put what did I want, I just wanted a refund, not a return or something, they sent me $50 back, and I can't figure out how to go on there and say, no, you're not getting me. The rod's broke, I don't want it anymore. Like, if I had to send it back, I would, kind of thing, to get my full refund. So anyway, that's kind of up in there. But they did send me $50 back last night, so technically I've got a $150 medium heavy rod, right? Which, I mean, it works good. It does work. I don't know. I probably won't keep it. I'll be honest. I probably will not be buying any more rods from AliExpress. Where I probably will be buying rods from is where I picked up this gem right here today from Roger Sporting Goods. Poison Adrena. Let's just see if I can get it over here in the camera view. Focus. 6'10", medium plus, versatile. I love the way this thing feels, how it's not even, like I said, I'm not even really worried about the sensitivity of it. It's the action and how the blank bends, and it just does. It feels very good. Now, I won't know 100% for sure until I get out and just start fishing it. But, man, I love this rod, I think. If I break it, I think it's got a year warranty. If it breaks, I'm going full 2.0 carbon lights, and I will never look back. I'll just get the ones that I can run back up to Bass Pro and get another one and keep going. But we went a little bougie, and we picked it up, and the stees... And I got the other stees coming, but this stees or the other one will be going on the Adrena, and then the other one will be going on another bougie rod, later to be explained whenever I kind of make up my mind on which one I want. So, let's go. You guys already know probably what reel this is. This reel is going to go on... which one's this going on? I think this reel is actually going to go on that Wizard. And then once I start catching fish on it, I caught like a dink, I think is all I caught today. I was throwing jig with it also. Even though it's rated medium heavy, it's stiffer than my, more fast and stiffer than the medium heavy carbon light, and should be more sensitive. I couldn't really tell, like I said, because I was fishing braid on the carbon lights and fluoro on it, and it didn't feel... it honestly didn't feel as good as the carbon lights, but that's just because of the fluoro and braid difference. So let's get to unboxing, right? Enough talk. I know somebody somewhere went, man, I wish this video was muted. Anyway, we're going to get the footage out, the funny takes or not takes. There it is. Been waiting forever. And they still sell these on AliExpress. You got to wait forever, and we're hoping that there's no issues with this reel. But you can get these cheaper than even on Digitaka through AliExpress if you wait for the sale. I want to say brand new. Hopefully it's brand new. Hopefully, does it say it's right-handed? Yeah, R10R. Should be right-handed reel. I want to say it was like 242 or 252 or something like that. It was 230. It was cheap. Cheapest place I could find it. Let's take it out and hope and pray that everything's good with it. Just a bunch of paperwork, and abnormal amount of paperwork for some reason. Like crazy amounts. I don't know if I've ever had a reel with that much paperwork. So packaged overall good. Let's see. Oh yeah, I do have my drag clicker had come in, so I'm gonna try to put the drag clicker on it tonight. So let's get a gander. If you guys don't know about these, they've got the crazy blue here, and they also have it on the back, just somewhat. And then they also have the side plate that looks just kind of like the Steez, right? So they are different. They're the older frame. They're not the new Zillion. So they're the older Zillion frame that's been changed out somewhat. They have the side plate that looks more Steez-like. Like this dude, for those of you that have never seen him. Well, you're still not going to see him. So anyway, this is also one we don't have any of the new technology. It's the older frame, so it doesn't have the hyperdrive. It doesn't have a drag clicker, which most of the higher end ones don't. But it does have the SV spool, but not a boost. This is the one that needs that gold T-wing. Needs to go on that Zillion, and the Zillion silver one needs to go on this reel. Or the HLC. So anyway, 10-to-1, the plan is to take this reel and probably put it on this rod. And then this will be my almost on the verge of being bougie, right? But it's not a NRX, and the Zillion 10 is not a Steez, but it's Steez-like. So that's probably going to be the heaviest rod I'll basically have. It's a medium heavy, but this thing's actually probably what it's rated for and how it feels is a little stiffer. And so I'll be fishing it with and almost I have to get out in the sun. I almost say that isn't as blue as I thought it would be. But it's kind of like that. It looks cool. And I guess it's not too much. It's a touch on the subtle side. But those are, I don't know if you can make it out. Like the older Zillions had, the little protector things. I think they're just a touch of blue, but there's not a lot of blue there. Which also leads me to wonder if AliExpress doesn't get like some of the, whether it be cosmetic or just something that's a little off, Daiwa's figured out a way to kind of weed out their reels to another level and then sell them off cheaper to where they have a higher level of reels to sell kind of thing. Because it's like every reel I get from AliExpress, kind of like an eBay thing, like they'll say you'll find a buyer on eBay that says new this, new that, and they sell a lot of new reels, and I've heard the reel test comment on it, like you'll get them in and they might be missing a screw somewhere or something like that. But so far, cosmetically, that I thought was a little more intense of a blue, especially back here. But I can't find any issues with it. Let me release the Kraken. And I still don't know for the life of me why they didn't go ahead and make that piece blue if they knew they were going in with this Zillion 10 why they wouldn't have just anodized that blue to go with the rest of the reel. It's one of those things that make you go, So yeah, we got Poison Adrena for that to go on. This poor dude, I don't know where he's going. I was fishing this with the fluoro on this rod today, and it actually went together all right, but no. The Zillion, we got other plans for you. Maybe I'll sell this rod and reel combo to Matt so he can give it to Hannah. He can get his back. I sold Matt the Big Sexy with the Zillion, and I think Hannah's trying to take it over. All right, what else do we need to talk about? Well, I got to get everything ready. So anyway, back to the peanut butter and jelly deal. I'm going to re-rig like I got a day box now, you know what I'm saying? Like I kind of am going to go tonight real quick right here shortly before I go to bed. Live to Fish says that jig could be an Omega jig. It's the first one that came to his mind. Nah, Omega Custom Tackle? I don't think it is, but I don't think that's an Omega Custom Tackle jig. I think that's the original color on the head, unless it had another coating or something that flaked off, but you can tell this thing's been beaten around on the rocks. And I'm pretty sure that Matt must have cut that weed guard down. But it's not the vertical, it's the horizontal line tie. What kind of knot does Matt tie? I don't know, but that dude leaves a ton of, man, my hands are getting dried out. I think Matt says use a 17-pound fluorocarbon is what he had on. All right, what else? Gonna get the new rod and reel combos, 2 of them lined up. I got the blue line. I'll probably go ahead and put on the Zillion 10. I'll probably go ahead and put, I don't know. I'm gonna leave this line. This is a 20-pound. I'm going to put this just like it is on the Adrena, get out, fish it tomorrow. That'll be my main one I'm using. I'm going to see how versatile. Be staying tuned to that. It says versatile right on the handle. It's a 6'11" medium plus, just under 7 foot. I think it'll be able to cover. I think I can go out there and throw like this style. I know somebody's like, oh, that hook is way too thick. But I'm telling you, with the sharp hook, maybe that might be overkill, but like the smaller, definitely my finesse, the the round head finesse ones I have with definitely a smaller gauge hook. I'm going to try them. I'm going to try even chatterbaits. I'm going to try jerk baits with it. I'm going to see how versatile the Poison Adrena versatile is, right? I'm going to check it out. I'm going to check all that out tomorrow on how well they cast and whatever, and then I'll try it with jerk baits, see if I can get on a little jerk bait bite, see how many hit to miss ratio. If you guys are wondering, I'm kind of in the market for a jerkbait rod, but honestly, I think I've got one because I was throwing it on the contest rod, the Lure Star contest purple rod in the medium light, but it's more like a medium. But that rod, I want to say that I can remember, and I commented on it, I go, that's the first dink I've lost. Like when they were hitting, I was getting them in. Even though I was throwing different baits, that I want to say probably 25 to 30 bass, and I think only one that I can remember that didn't come into the boat. So it was working the jerk bait good. It just feels almost too soft. Like I kind of, jerk my jerk baits with I'm kind of holding on, but I've got the handle like sticking up, and the whole rod kind of doom, and it's almost like, but I was doing it fine. Like I had no fatigue from doing it, and I fished for I don't know how many hours doing that, and so I may have a jerkbait rod. I just need to go, that's your jerkbait rod, dummy. So it's more like a 6'8" medium to me. medium light, if anything. Like, so if I got a medium plus in this Adrena, I would call it's not a medium light. On the contest rod, they're powered up a little higher than what they say on the blanks, because the light Teton, my Kind Teton is a light. The light contest rod, I would say, is definitely stiffer, like another stage up. So it would be more like a medium light or a light plus, if you want to go into the in-betweens. There's a lot of rods and manufacturers, once you kind of get used to what you just feel, it's what you've used over the years, and you get a feel for what feels like a medium heavy. That's just like I would call this Wizard a medium heavy, verging on the point of almost being a heavy, and the medium heavy Carbon Light 2.0 more on a medium heavy down on the lighter side, and even with a more bending action than most of your, they call it extra fast. There's no way. That's not even a fast. If you guys watch me flex the Carbon Light 2.0. So anyway, I'm trying to narrow down my rods. I'm hoping I don't break any more. So any questions? I'm going to get off here and get everything ready to go for tomorrow. I'm going to get, and I didn't even think I should have. It's just, you guys, let me ask you guys this question. Do you notice when you're on the water, it's kind of like, time flies when you're having fun. It feels like you just never have enough time to work and try all the baits that on that given day. Like somebody starts catching them on something, you catch them on something, and they're like, I want to try this, I want to try that. And you just never get around. Like, I never even bothered to go get a peanut butter and jelly worm and try that. And Matt didn't either. I don't even think he mentioned it. I did try to track down some peanut butter and jelly jigs, or just baits similar to that color, bottom bouncing, soft plastic stuff, other than the worms. So I didn't go, and it may not have worked, but I'm telling you right now, peanut butter and jelly zinkers or like Cinco style probably will catch him. So I'm going to rig up. I'm going through tonight while I can think clearly, while I'm not like in a hurry, and basically track down that kind of stuff, figure out if I want to revamp how my jerk baits, because I caught them on several different jerk baits, from the +1 to just a regular one to the smaller ones that weren't getting real deep. But I think the 110 +1 in I don't remember what that color's called, but it's one you've seen. It's got a little chartreuse on the belly. It's got the purpley, bluey sides and stuff. Awesome color. Definitely works. And the other one, I want to say the re-range, the Jackal, I caught on I think the more natural one. But anyway, I got one downside so far to the Jackals. The weird side is, if you guys have never thrown that re-range, it makes a crazy popping deal because of the way the magnet for the weight transfer deal is. But those two back hooks can catch each other. Oh, here's I got to get that put in too. I'm going to do that. Try to get that done. That'll be the last thing I do. If I get everything rigged up and ready, and I think I have time to tear into the Zillion 10, put that in it, I'll go ahead and put it in. It's like, I think this one it was even cheap enough. I got it for like $9. It was on the sale. They're like 12 to 15 bucks. I think I got that for like $9. Drag clicker. Probably put on, I don't know. I may actually take these off and put on the Zillion 10, since if I'm going to run on that rod with the cork knobs, and then whatever one I put on the since this was on the Carbon Light 2.0, I'll probably put, if I may go ahead and put blue line on this reel too, and then switch it over to these, put it on there, or I may just keep this back and put it on the fake black. I don't know. Anyway, decisions. Hopefully you guys like this. Stay tuned. You're going to be some of the big fat fish catches that I'm talking about right now that just happened the day before Easter, but they will probably be, I'm trying to figure out how I can go maybe talk over the video while it's playing, just to put Matt's 3 big, actually, unfortunately, sorry, 2 big bass and the one good bass, because the very last one he caught, real big one, I'd already shut down. I'd already done an outro, put the GoPro up, and I was putting my stuff up, and then he got on the last one that was just as big as the first big one. But he's got pics of it and stuff like that, Ain't like we need to prove it to anybody. it went down. I caught more fish than Matt, Hannah, and her daughter. Like, I was on it with the jerk baits. Then when it finally, I think after Matt's second big bass, I was like, screw it. Jerk baits, they're little dinksville. Like I think a pound and a half, maybe close to 2 was the biggest one I could muster. It was clear that there's a big bite going on. So can I make myself go back out there tomorrow when we go? And somebody really needs to be throwing the regular stuff, because that's what I was telling Matt. If we were in a tournament, that'd actually be the right way to do it. A 2-man tournament type thing. One guy, because we were on, there was basically 2 bites. I've tried a bunch of other stuff. I threw chatterbaits, right? Chatterbait bite, nothing. I threw rattle traps. I don't think I caught a fish on a rattle trap. Me and Hannah were throwing some square bills at one time through the stump field here and there. I don't think she caught one on that. I think everything I also caught came from either bottom bouncing, like the wobblehead with the sweet beaver, and then the jerk bait, and then Hannah, I think Hannah, when she finally went to either, she was doing one of the two also. She was either throwing a jerk bait or a jig because we were catching them. So she was kind of just back there, one or the other, back and forth. Like one of us would catch one, she'd switch to that kind of deal. And I think all hers came on either, she had a small, I believe it was a small megabass that's even smaller. It's not like a Vision 110 or Junior, none of that. It's a different type of megabass bait, is what Matt said it was anyway. It was a 2-hook bait, I think. But she caught a few on that. I don't know if she ever did manage to get one in the jig. I think she had a bite or 2. So anyway, guys, get out, go bass and bonsai, whatever you guys do. If you're hitting the water, if you're somewhere around that line, we're like smack dab in the Midwest, that draw a line. If you're south of the middle of the United States, this bite will probably work for you. It's probably already passed. You probably already knew that. You're like, dude, I knew that a week or so ago. But if you're in that Midwest, I'd say for the next week or so before because we haven't seen any spawning beds. Like, there's no sign of them doing that, but they're feeding up. This last week and this weekend's the first like real warm. It's up. The water temps they've been below 55. Now they're at 55 or above. So now's the time to be on it with. You might still be able to do the rattle. I was trying a rattle trap thing also, jigging it off bottom like a jig, treating it like a jig. I was trying the dark sleeper along with the sleeper crawl. I was trying swimming, some swim jigs. I was trying other stuff that was basically that slow down jigging, and then the jerk bait is the 2 things that were going. I don't think Matt ever got around to throwing an A-rig. I know Hannah was throwing this little mini A-rig looking spinnerbait thing, but I don't think she ever even got a hit on it. All right, guys, I got to go a half hour in. It's over with. I got to get ready for tomorrow. So stay tuned. If I get a time tomorrow night or Monday night, I'll try to do another live deal talking about what went down. Did we stay on this bite? Jerk baits, what transpired? Because temps are roughly the same. The bite should just carry over to the next day. We're going to find out. See you later, guys.